Hello, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Tom DeLessio, and I'm the proud owner of this 1957 356A Porsche Cabriolet. I've owned it since 1975, about 34 years, and it's probably one of the most fun cars I've ever had. Let me show you the car. I'm going to roll the windows down. In this model, some people call them roadsters because it's sort of a family car, sorta. But the Speedster doesn't have roll-ups. It has slide-up windows and a different type of top and different windshield, more like a boat-type windshield. I like this because you can put the top down and actually put it up without ever getting out of the car. I just like to fold my plastic down. I hardly ever put the top up. I usually just keep the boot on it and store it without the top up. In 1976, my wife and I and 3-year-old son Tony took a trip from Miami, Florida to upstate New York. We had a couple of stops, one in Daytona, one in Philadelphia, Bicentennial, and we ended up spending $52 for the round trip in gas. I'm going to show you here on the back that it's very solid. There's no rust in this car at all, never has been. The original horsehair is still bonded or molded, however they did that back then, to the metal. And the little color you're looking at is a little bit of overspray that we couldn't clean up because of the way that roughness is. We'll lift up the floor mats. Now I'd like you to notice the seats. These are the original seat frames and brackets. They slide with no problem back and forth. I'll show you that in a minute. Look, no stop sign here either. Solid metal. No rust. You'll probably hear me say no rust at least 10 more times. No stop sign here either. They only made 192 of these cars, and I'm really interested to find out if anybody has a 57 Cabriolet. If you're out there, I want you to notice on the dashboard here the medallion. That's a 10-year anniversary. All the instruments work. This is the original steering wheel.
Go.
I just popped the motor cover, and I want you to look inside here. Like they say, you could eat off of it. Well, basically, you could eat off of it. This is all original interior. The motor's got about 1,000 miles on it. These are the motor numbers. We put a mirror in there so they're in reverse. But the motor is in A1 condition. And like I said, it's only got about 1,000 miles on it. I want you to notice underneath and all the rails, no rust bubbles. The chrome is the original. I've not re-chromed it just because I didn't really have to. I could, but I didn't. These are chrome wheels, which are not original, but I think they look really good. And there's the Reuter Coachworks medallion. I proudly represented their. I'd like to try to show you the underside. I'm real proud of that too, but the mirror is a little small, and I apologize. But you'll have to take my word. It's original floor with the original undercoating on it. And as I said before, they only made 192, and I'd really like to find out if there's any out there, because I think there's probably only less than 30 left. Now notice the trunk, and it's solid metal. I want you to notice that the lid holds itself up. I don't need a stick. The rails are rust free. It's the original undercoat with a little bit of overspray that we couldn't get it off, but I didn't want to re-undercoat it because it didn't need it. This rubber mat, the battery cover that I just took off, and this rubber mat are all original. I want you to notice the embossed chassis numbers that are on the decking here. The original springs that hold the battery cover on are still fastened, rust-free, solid, original. On the side here, I'm going to show you where the emergency pull cable is. And from what I could tell, the man that in Germany in 1956, when they were building this car, tied it a little knot, and it's still in that little knot. No rust in the rails. Solid, solid, more than solid. Now, this is a gem. And this is the original hood ornament and decal. And just notice the lines. I just want you to know that this car hasn't been wet in 33 years, but the windshield wipers still work. Since we had the car painted 12 years ago, I've never waxed it. And I'm very proud of this car. Again, they only made 192 of them.